Bah humbug. That's right. Welcome to the first of 4 end of the year video games, and we're starting off the top 10 WTF moments of 2023, and I'm not in a happy mood about it, but I played about 100 games this year, and by the time the final game night rolls around, it will be 100 games. So let's just get this over with so we can move on to some happy games for the next 4 videos. So starting off at number 10, WTF, and I cannot promise there won't be more swearing later on. Actually, I can promise there probably will be. But we're starting off with Dance Dance Revolution Hottest Party, US and Japan. Honestly, I don't know what happened here. The song lists are actually decent, so I can't complain about that. But there's only 50 songs, which is kind of a throwback, you know, because this came out when 2006, 2007, maybe 2008, and it only had 50 discs on 50 songs on disc, 50 discs on song, 50 songs on disc, and like I said, the songs were all right, but there were only 4 different songs. So if you have both versions, you have a total of 54 songs, which is kind of strange that they're so similar. Most mixes are vastly different between the US and Japan, sometimes too different, but this is way too similar. And you know, like I said, I got no beef with the actual gameplay itself. If they threw the gimmicks in, the gimmicks are cute, but I turned them off right away. The problem is the asshole announcer. There we go, it started. The asshole announcer will not shut up. I even turned the voices off in the options menu, and yet still, you're in the song menu, and I'm taking breaks, taking it easy, you know, trying to record a video for the song list comparisons. And that asshole's just going off. I was like, pick a song, will you? And boy, you're taking a long time, all that crap. And it just annoyed the hell out of me. And that is why DDR Hottest Party, despite being a functionally good game, the announcer just pissed me off. That gives this the number 10 spot on the WTF moments of 2023. So, with that out of the way, let's get on with the rest of them. And I don't think there's going to be too many surprises in here, but maybe this one actually might be. Number 9 WTF moment of 2023 is F-Zero 99, represented here by an actual good game, F-Zero. F-Zero 99 and all the hype that got associated with it. So it released, and basically YouTube blew up for a week. All of my gaming channels were like, it's the best game ever. And I'm like, really? When it was announced, I was pissed. Because I'm like, okay, they're finally going to remaster F-Zero GX and put it on the Switch with all the AX tracks unlocked, hopefully. And, you know, online multiplayer for that. That would have been awesome, and Nintendo slapped us in the face with F-Zero 99. And despite looking functionally like F-Zero, it's nothing like it. God, where do I start? Because I didn't want to download it, so I played it on my friend's system because he did download it. But it starts off as incomplete. They give you 7 tracks at the start. The first 5 in Night League. Which should be Mute City, Big Blue, Sand Ocean, Deathwind 1, well, Mute City 1, yeah, Big Blue I think is the only one, Sand Ocean, there could be sequels later on, anyway, doesn't matter, Deathwind 1, and, not Silence, Port Town? Silence. Okay, and then, basically it's all of the practice tracks that are in the original game. So They didn't even give you all the tracks when it first started. So that sucked. And then, like, they added the spin move to the system, and it's a 4, not pixel character, well, image, whatever it is. It's like a 4-frame twist. It spins around to the side, to the back, to the other side, and then back to the front. And you can't do it all the time. You have to wait for the thing to charge up, and then you can do a spin, and then you have to wait for it to charge up again. Unlike all of the other games where you can just spin at will. And, like, what was the actual point of that? It's crap. You pick up these light balls, and when that the balls fill up the meter. When the meter fills up, you go into this skyway so you can race above the other players, and it's just crap. I think last week they finally did an update for it, and they added an easier mode. I guess some people would call it a scrub mode, but and if you place in the top 20, then I don't know, something happens, but I don't even want to touch it. I don't want to download it. It's crap. They did F-Zero dirty. Nintendo did F-Zero dirty with F-Zero 99, and it's just horrible. It's number 9 on my worst games of 2023, or, as I said, WTF moments. So, no. F-Zero 99 is terrible and not what we wanted. We got robbed. Next. The number 8 WTF moment of 2023 goes to, and either way you package it, it's not good. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe plus Booster Pass, or Mario 8 Kart Deluxe with Booster Pass. So, first rant here is this came out October 8th, I believe. Which means the final wave is not even on the cart. This is supposed to be the complete game on one cart. And they couldn't be asked to wait until the final wave was out. Thank you very much, Nintendo, for wasting our times. So, yeah. Does it even say download required? I'm sure it says download required somewhere for the final course. But you'll note that that's not on the front cover. Okay. And what we did get with the final courses are gold and hot garbage at the same time. There's a Rosalina Ice something or other, which is the second track in the Final Cup, and that freaking sucked. And then you go to Bowser's Castle 3, which is a fantastic remake of the Super Nintendo version, and that was awesome. And then they go to Rainbow Road Wii, which has to be the most poorly designed Rainbow Road I've ever played. And it's just a garbage way to end Mario Kart 8 Deluxe's run. But thankfully it's over, and the rumor mill says that Mario Kart 9 or X or 10 or whatever, if you're counting Tour, which would suck. But Mario Kart X 10, whatever the hell it's going to be called, is coming out in 2025. So, you know, I don't take any stock in rumors. I'll believe it when I see it. But it's finally time to close the door on Mario Kart 8 Deluxe plus Booster Pass. Get it out of my Switch and leave it for game nights, and that's about it. But yeah, Mario Kart 8, the blah blah blah, whatever, Capcom, they give Capcom crap for naming their games like Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo and all of that stuff. But yeah, Nintendo did pretty bad with that one. That's the number 8 WTF moment of 2023 for me. Moving on to number 7, and I either did a review or rant or both about this back a long time ago, probably in June or something, maybe July. But the number 7 WTF moment goes to Final Fantasy VII Remake. The game is not terrible. It's actually kind of good for what it is. But what it's not is a 1-to-1 remake of Final Fantasy VII. If you change the story, you done fucked up. So they changed the story. They added a bunch of extra fluff that was unnecessary. And I did get the platinum, so I gutted it out. I beat the final boss. The actual super bosses were more interesting and not as difficult as some of the regular bosses in the main game. Say Rufus, for example, where I just had to run around, charge up the meter, and boom, you know, finally just blast him with a spell. Repeat that. I think I did that on stream for about an hour each time. It was ridiculous. But no, the second time would have been off camera because I'd already beaten it by then. But yeah, Final Fantasy VII Remake. If you're expecting the same game as the original, it's not. And it's Midgar. Final Fantasy VII Midgar. Like, it's not even the full first disc, let alone the whole game. And of course, Rebirth is coming out, and I will not be picking that up. Hopefully. Unfortunately, I do want to check out 16 to see what all the nonsense is about. But I don't really want to pay for it, so you know, that's a dilemma. But yeah, so Final Fantasy VII is the number 7 WTF moment of 2023. Again, not a terrible game, but they try to have their cake and eat it too, and the merging of the active battle system with the magic just doesn't work. I mean, they messed it up. And that final boss was so extra. I'm done. Next, number 6. And this was another game that people went nuts for. We pull it out. The number 6 WTF moment of 2023 is Street Fighter 6, and I mean, I don't care. It's still in the machine. I have not finished it, and I need to buy a PlayStation Plus membership to go online and get those trophies or whatever. But it's not a good game. As far as the fighting mechanics go, they are kind of deep. They are kind of detailed if you're playing it properly. However, they made it overly accessible for weaker players. So you can turn specials and supers into basically 2 button presses, a direction and a button. And the dumbing down of that is offensive for longtime players like myself. So yeah, 1 button supers, 1 button specials is not Street Fighter. You need to have some motor technique to accompany the technique of actually playing the fighting game and skill. So that's the first issue, and I think even Electric Underground touched on that in his video. But the second video is create a character. I mean, a lot of people put a lot of stock into creating your own character and then playing the game with that. And that's fine, but at what point does it become too much? And I think about the PS3 era was about the limit, where like there's just enough to make you happy and create the character you want without making it a chore. And then gaming continued to progress, give you more options, take even longer for character development, and at that point it just becomes cumbersome. You want to get into the game and you want to do your thing. There's a lot of running around in quest mode that I didn't like. You can sucker punch people and fight them on the street. Like, that's kind of cool. But there's just so many people. If you want to challenge everybody, it's going to take forever. Leveling up, not the character itself, but leveling up for each individual master, learning all of their skills, unlocking all of their costumes. It just takes forever. It's too freaking long. So, I mean, it was good, but I don't get why it was so hyped at the beginning of June. It's an okay game, but Street Fighter 6 gets my number 6 WTF moment of 2023. And yeah, it's sad as a Street Fighter fan, but there you have it. Boom. Next, our number 5 WTF moment of 2023 is Fire Emblem Engage. And despite how cool this steelbook looks, the game leaves a lot to be desired, and I'll tell you why. Was it Fire Emblem Three Houses got my 2019 Game of the Year, I think it was, and that game was fantastic. But that aside, I'm not sure if we needed another Fire Emblem game. Well, we also had Fire Emblem Warriors in between there. So yeah, there's that. But I don't think we needed another Fire Emblem game this generation. I mean, at what point does it become too much? The game is okay. There are a lot of characters which can be good or bad. If you're playing on permadeath mode, and I think that's why there are so many characters in there. But then it's easy to replace who dies. And there's going to be a lot of people that do die if you don't, or if you do play permadeath mode. So there is that. Excuse me. But I thought there's too many characters. The story is good, but a little too long. And there's just something lacking in the graphics and gameplay. It's like it was underbaked. I don't know why Nintendo decided that they had to fill that calendar slot with this game when it easily could have taken another year in development to polish things and fine-tune everything to actually make it on the level that Three Houses was. But yeah, so I mean, this game leaves a lot to be desired when compared with Three Houses. If you judge it just on its own merits, still, I would think it feels a little lacking, a little incomplete, a little graphically underdeveloped for what is this? Was it 6th year or 7th year? No, this is, yeah, 7th year Switch game. Technically 6th probably, but yeah, borderline 6th or 7th year Switch game. And the character design, some are really good, some are a bit sketchy. So yeah, Fire Emblem Engage. It gets my number 5 WTF moment of 2023, and that could have been a lot better. As with most of the games I've talked about already. So, there we go. Next up, we've got DDR Strike, Dance Dance Revolution Strike. I'm not quite sure what happened or why I didn't do the unlock code for this. But I was really disappointed with the song list for this one. And I didn't bother with the unlocks because I was playing on a rest day, so I was using the controller and probably playing it in free play mode. But yeah, the list of songs was underwhelming at the time I played it. I seem to remember most of the good songs being copied from Ultra Mix at the time, so Japan got their new step charts. So that was a fun feature, but this time around, DDR Strike really disappointed me. It's my number 4 WTF moment of 2023, and it's kind of sad to see some DDR games on this list, but it is what it is. I mean, there's actually better games on that, but yeah, number 4 WTF moment of 2023 for me. It's not, I mean, it's a DDR game, so it can't be that terrible, or can it? But yeah, if you were going to skip one of the PS2 games, Strike 2 is probably it. And that's all I have to say about that. Next up, oh god, this is even more painful. Okay, so this is one of my favorite games on the NES, representing the number 3 WTF moment of 2023, which is the Konami Arcade Classics Anniversary Collection. I think that's what I call, or what it's called. And you think it would be great. It gives you 8 great arcade games from back in the day. But a very original trophy list. Each trophy is to get X score in one game or Y score in the same game. And it goes through that same pattern for all 8 games. Which is, you know, the trophies are extra, so it's just for flavor. But Konami would have been much better served by giving us a Gradius collection. At least in addition to the Arcade Anniversary collection. Because then I'd totally be playing the crap out of that. And might not have even touched the Anniversary collection. But you get Gradius or Nemesis, depending on your region. And the interesting thing is, well, I mean, you have to basically 1 credit clear the game to clear the Japanese version. The interesting thing about the US version, and I think that was added post, I'm not even sure because it was so long ago, and they did it with with Castlevania, how the US versions were added to the Japanese game, and the Japanese games were added to the US versions. It's so weird. Why didn't they just release it complete at the time? But, yeah, so the US version Nemesis actually gives you some of the power-up orbs or whatever the red things are called. I'm not quite sure. So it gives you a chance when you restart to sort of build back up. But Japanese game is brutal. And, yeah, I played both on stream, as you know, for the birthday live stream, and it was not the NES game or the PC Engine game, which is by now still the best game. But yeah, this totally needs a Gradius collection. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge, wink, wink, say no more, with all the games, including the arcade version that was in that. What else do you get? I mean, I didn't play them, but there's Gradius 2 for the arcade, Salamander, Twin Bee, Castlevania. What else? Ajax, I think. And 2 more. What are they? Is it Scramble? I think Scramble's on there. So that's Gradius's granddaddy. And was it Twin Cobra or something? Don't quote me on that, but that might have been number 8. Anyway, so yeah, on paper, it's a fantastic list of games. But they only give you the arcade versions, and, well, because it's called Arcade Classics, but still. Gradius collection, I'm still waiting for it. We need arcade, US, Japan, NES, PC Engine, Gradius 2, Gradius 2, Gradius 2, Gradius 3, Gradius 3, Gradius 4, 5, Gaiden, and yeah, I think I just counted off 12 games. So make it happen, Konami. You did us good with Castlevania. You did us all right with Cowabunga Collection, except on Xbox. And yeah, so Konami Anniversary Collection Arcade Classics is my number 3 WTF moment of 2023, and hopefully I will never need to use that fantastic Gradius game as a prop for a bad game ever again, but you never can tell. 2 more! What do we got here? Oh no. Oh, it's Dance Dance Revolution Universe 2 as our number 2 WTF moment of 2023. First of all, WTF, I am still gutted about them, that having torn, but I guess I can look online, see if there's something I can print and get a good backing now. But I was not a fan of the song list. Well, what song list? I had a lot of it is, well, some of it's unlocked, and it's unlocked exactly the same way as Universe 1, which was okay, I guess. But they expect you to get so many fans or whatever on points on the same song, and if you, again, I was playing the whole month and on a dodgy controller. I didn't want to kill myself, and I couldn't actually unlock what I needed to unlock. So that was partly the game's problem, partly my problem. But it's the same unlock as Universe 1, except instead of going around the US and Canada, you're going around this fake island thing modeled after Hawaii. And it's okay, but it's repetitive. The achievement list is almost basically one-to-one with the universe achievement list, so that that's another problem. And the song list just leaves a lot to be desired, even though there are a few good songs. And any DDR mix is gonna have some good songs, some bangers with some duds. So it is what it is. But DDR Universe 2 is my number 2 WTF moment of 2023. And unfortunately, it's surpassed only by the number 1 what the fuck moment of 2023. And that would be Dance Dance Revolution Universe 3. So, I could talk about how unfortunate the song list is, and a whole bunch of other stuff, but I'm going to let my anger translator Bendito do that. So take it away. This fucking game. What were you thinking, Konami? What were you thinking? You want people to download songs they already bought for Universe 1 and Universe 2, give you good money that they earned, so they can play the songs on the other game that they bought after they already bought the DLC. That's double dipping, Konami. And that ain't right? No. That's just wrong. And you talk about all these songs you get to play. No, you got 28 songs to unlock. This game came out when? 2009. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't there a code or something people found in the last 14 years to unlock all the songs so I can play the songs? Man, on top of that, they done put achievements that you can't even get. They expect you to get 200 male outfits, 200 female outfits to get the full 1,000 points on the gamer score. That ain't happening because it's glitched. Or apparently the timing window on the song is so glitched that it's impossible to do without cheating. How are you going to mess up an achievement list like that, Konami? Not that any of the Universe achievement lists were any good. Universe kind of sucked. Universe 2 achievement lists kind of sucked because they're pretty much just a carbon copy. And same thing, carbon copy of this one. You think I want to unlock that on my day off with a pad that the glue is coming undone? Hell no, I don't want to break my legs. God damn it, Konami, you don't fuck up with this one. Universe 3, Dance Dance Revolution Universe 3 is the most what the fuck moment of 2023. I'm out. Wow, that was intense. Well, thank you, Bendito, for that glaring or just amazing rebuke of Dance Dance Revolution Universe 3, our number 1 what the fuck moment of 2023. So yeah, probably taken in a vacuum, each of these games is decent, but when you put them all together in the context I mentioned, that's what happens. And these are the 10 games that kind of did me dirty in 2023. What can I say? Anyway, if you watch me rant for this long, thank you. We'll be back next week with some positive vibes as we continue our end of the year Christmas special with the top 10 retro games. Top 10? Or what? Well, we'll find out. Retro games of 2023. So, again, thanks for watching, and until next time, keep dancing.